Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday morning, November 17th. We're looking at the overnight of the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And I'm showing you this initially because, as you can see last night when the market closed, how end period in the 15 minutes jumped around pretty dramatically in SPY and even put a tick down at the 358 level. Now, I wasn't going to use that, but as the more and more we start trading pre-market towards our lows, I'll probably use whatever the pre-market low is here by 9:30, but I will certainly keep this tick in mind. Right now we are trading at the lower end of yesterday's range, still in balance but below value. Remember, we have the gap below us from yesterday. Triple Qs this morning, right at the top of yesterday. A lot of that will probably have to do with Tesla being added into the S&P 500. So right now, the way we might possibly look to gap lower, they may possibly look to gap higher. We went out with a price probe. They did not go out with a price probe. We did, which is being firmly rejected. Russell, IWM, same as us, trading towards the bottom of yesterday's range. So right now, with 75 minutes to go before the opening, our price probe, which is these highs, firmly being rejected. So destinations and a game plan for this morning. So if we are to gap lower, we would use yesterday's low of 359.59 as our first upside destination. Then above that, again, the price probe will be firmly rejected. Where there were buyers yesterday, if we ever get back up there, and then I would look to see now if there's sellers up there, since it's being rejected like this. Then we have 362.59, which is yesterday's high. 362.97, which is our overnight high. And then 364.38, our weekly high and all-time high. Now, the important thing, we said this yesterday, will be end period. We closed above it. It was a pretty wide range. We're below it now. So now that's another level that the bulls are going to have to overcome and see if we get acceptance into M's range. For the downside, we will still use yesterday's low. Well, right now the pre-market low is 359.85. That's the one I have above that 358 level. So 359.85 as of right now. Then yesterday's low of 359.59 and filling the gap at 358.90. So our pre-market low is 5 cents below that gap fill. If that is to fill, remember we had the price probe from the 13th. That gets filled at 357.81. And then we don't have anything to the afternoon pullback low of 356.42. And then a daily low of 354.71. So as you can see, the downside destinations are far and wide apart. So are the upside ones for now. So we should get some very nice volatility. Pre-market volume right now, 560,000. Yesterday was a lot more on the upside. So right now the selling seems to just be some weak longs getting out of the marketplace. So the game plan for this morning. If we're to open in balance but below value, you can take a long play against yesterday's low. I would absolutely be out if we take out yesterday's low because that gap should fill rather easily. So that's one small call play against yesterday's low. If it does get filled and we push down but hold the price probe from the 13th, again, you could take a call play against the price probe. Now, remember, that was a 4-day balance. M period is the top of it, even though it got stretched. So you would want to see if it is to come into this price probe, at some point, buyers to show up again and push us out of this 4-day range. If not, you're going to start getting accepted back in, and the bottom of that 4-day balance would be your destination. So that's another small call play you can take against the price probe once you get back down into here. Now, remember, both those call plays would be with lower value. As far as a put play, right here I wouldn't have one. If we are to trade, open, push up, try to get acceptance into M's range and fail, you can take a put play there. Again, just like those call plays are with lower value, this is in value. Again, not the best risk reward in value. Certainly better than buying lower value, but certainly not great. So if you get a push up, You can take a short against M's low. If you get acceptance into M's range, out. If in the next hour we gap lower, depending on the size of the gap, you can take a short out if this gap fills. Again, this gap's most likely going to get filled if you gap lower. So that might be a tough one because then you'd be in the price probe. I'd rather see us open in balance yesterday, and then if we take out yesterday's low to get on board a short, at least just to fill the gap. It's a 69 tick gap. It'd be a nice trade just to get down there, and then you see how we react inside the price probe from the 13th. Again, these are all early plays. In the voice channel room, you're getting this stream live and these updates as they are happening. And then on the charts, so here's the monthly, 4-month balance. They're above the inside month, 354. Remember I said we closed $8 above it. Well, right now we're $6 above it. It's still healthy. That's one thing the buyers certainly want to hold is the 354 2 level. You do not want to get accepted back into there. Again, they're still even above the previous all-time high of 358.75. So these are all very important levels. In fact, the price probe was 357.81 from the 13th. So you want to stay above that. Otherwise, you're back inside the previous all-time high. Weekly, we're up right now in the weekly, and the daily, it's up. Gap is my main focus. If we take out yesterday's low, we'll be back in balance, and then you could really decide what you want to encompass it. You can encompass this whole 6 days then as a huge balance if we're to take out yesterday's low. If we don't, nothing's changed. We'll see if we come back, take out yesterday's high, and eventually get the all-time high. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.